Kia ora everyone, I'm Jessamy. I'm a member of the Australian and New Zealand Fontan Advocacy Committee, or ANZFAC. I've been a member since early 2016. I'm one of the New Zealand representatives on the committee, and I'm an adult with a Fontan circulation. Just a brief history of me. I was born in '83 with hypoplastic right heart and a variety of other defects. I had my first Fontan in '89 under Sir Alan Kerr. This was converted in 2005 to the extra cardiac Fontan by Kirsten Finucane, and from 2008 I've had an implantable defibrillator, which has given me a lot of peace of mind. In 2016, with amazement and some pride, I gave birth to my son, who is now almost 4. So this series of videos is just a way for us to introduce ourselves to our community and briefly discuss how we have been coping amongst this COVID pandemic. And to be really frank, from a personal perspective, I have felt incredibly privileged that I've been living in New Zealand. In many ways, I felt very sheltered from what is going on with COVID in the rest of the world. But in the early stages of March this year, when cases in New Zealand were increasing daily, there certainly was some anxiety for me. And that stemmed mainly around the fact that I had a young child. So just to explain that, my son attends play centre with me 2 days a week, and he attends kindy 2 days a week, which roughly puts him into contact with 60 odd kids. And my anxiety came from the fact that if he was to come in contact with COVID, I would somehow need to self-isolate from my son. And that seemed impossible. And I know that there are parents that have had to do that and that are probably currently doing it. And I just can't imagine how hard that is. And with a Fontan, given that we are considered in the high risk category, I absolutely would have had to. For the safety of my health, and therefore the safety of my family. And so I guess my anxiety was about weighing up what was best for my son in terms of being with me and upholding a sense of normality in his world at that time when everything was really shaky, and doing what was right for my health and therefore right for him in the long run. So my husband and I took some precautions. We stopped all activities, play centre and kindy and all other things a week prior to the nationwide lockdown that New Zealand went into. And then we did the regular things, we followed the Ministry of Health guidelines. My husband did the supermarket shopping. I took stock of my medication and made sure that I had a good quantity of it to last me through if we did go into lockdown. And then once we did go into lockdown, we just did the regular things that a family would do, and those are the sorts of things that helped me cope and help my anxiety ease. We went for walks around the neighbourhood. We had lunches and dinners together every day because my husband was working from home. We kept in touch with our family and our friends via Zoom. All of these things that people have been doing and are currently doing. So I recognise that what COVID has done for me is made me feel vulnerable, as I'm sure it's done for all of us, and in particular all of us in the Fontan community that are considered high risk should we catch the virus. But in feeling vulnerable, that hasn't necessarily been a negative thing, because what it has made me reflect on is the fact that caring for my health, taking precautions for my Fontan health, is actually not just beneficial to me, but to my wider community, my friends and my family, my medical professionals, the people in the community that I come into contact with. So in the same way that caring for our health from a COVID point of view is beneficial to everyone in our community and essential, caring for our Fontan health also has those broad-ranging positive effects. So if you have any questions or comments for any of us from the ANZFAC committee, or if you'd just like to get in touch with us to find out a bit more about what we do and how we can support you, click on the link below to go to our page, leave a message in the comment section, or send us an email. We're at anzfac@heartkids.org.au. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and keep your eyes out because there will be more. There'll be one a week for the next little while. Aroanui.